of these bags.
Hey everybody, we are live now. I'm trying to get it on my phone so I can see chat.
Yep, I'm doing the same.
Oh, Lord. Pull it back up. There we go. Now I can see chat. We're good. We're live. And I've got Marina. Yuldon Marina. Is that how you say your last name?
Crafting with Marina.
Right. Her channel is Crafting with Marina. And she's on with me today working on the altered book. And I'm trying to get chat on my phone to show up. And why is it behind?
Mine is too.
Yeah, my little red bar is way back.
Hi, Joe. Hi, Ann.
There we go. Hi, Joy. Hi, Joe. Hi, Ann. Thank you all for coming. And we have Marina Yuldon.
Just say Crafting with Marina.
Crafting with Marina is with us today, working on an altered book. So this is the book we're actually going to work on. It's already all set up, ready to go. But before we get there, I'm going to show you how I got to this point. So you want to get a book, and there's a video by Crafty Irina that walks you step by step through all of this, and I will put her link below. And you want to get it's not in signatures. I don't know if you all can see this. It's not got signatures in it. It's like all glued together. That's what I got for this book. And it came from the Dollar Tree. And it's a nice purple color. I love purple. And so the important thing is the number of pages in your book. And this book has 304. Now, the book that she was using had 325. She was tearing out 8 pages in the video. I'm only going to be I'm 20 pages shy of what she had. I'm going to do 6 pages between for my book because of the number of pages. And so what you do is you go to the front of the book. These 2 pages, if I can get them to do right, are attached. They're attached here. So I'm going to leave those 2 alone. They don't count. Then she skips 3. So I'm going to skip 3 pages. And do I want to leave this in here? Nah. And then we start tearing out pages. So I'm going to start tearing out my 6 pages in between. And this. How many was that? Oh, these pages are sticking together. 2. This will be 4. I'm going to do them 2 at a time if I can. And you want to save your book pages because you can use them for all kind of stuff. So there's my 6. Then you skip 2, tear out however many you're tearing out. I'm doing 6. So there's 2. And I'm going to clean this up better because those didn't do right. 4, 6, skip 2, and then tear out 6, 2, 4. And this book was purchased for this express purpose right here. 6, skip 2, pull 6. 2. And if you have a problem like that, just get it with your fingers as best as you can and just clean it up. And that's what I'm attempting to do here. And you want to leave these little frayed edges because that's going to keep your book good. Oh, I lost count of pages. 2. Yep, 2. 3, 4. 5, 6, skip 2. And that's what Marina's also doing. I'm going to go flip over to Marina. She's a little further along in her book, I think. She's doing the same thing.
187.
2, 4. Hi, Judy. Thank you for coming. How are you today?
Hi, Judy. Hi, Crafting Kitty.
Skip 2.
See, the only thing I don't like is when you get into the middle of the book, that's when it starts to become really hard to rip.
I'm not quite to the middle of this one yet, and I'm not having this book I'm not having any trouble with, but these pages are tearing real easy. Now, the one I'm using today, it's an older book. The pages did not tear that easy.
Yeah, that's what this one is, I think.
Two, now tear out 6. You may want to go back and say some of these recipes. This book's got recipes in it. Two. Now, this is going to be different if you all have watched. Oh, now, of course, words escape me and names. She comes on early in the morning, and I watch her all the time. And she does altered books. Lori Marie Jenkins, hers are different than what we're doing. So skip 2, pull out 6. Let's see. 2. Skip 2. This one is doing so much better than the last book I did this to. But that one is an older book, like I said, and it's the one we're going to be working in. Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farming. I don't know what happened. I lost the video. Marina, I'm going to switch to me. I don't know what happened. I don't have video on my phone. There, it come back. Never mind. Oh, Lord. I don't know where I'm at as far as skipping. I think 97, 99. Okay, I'm at save 2. Tear out 6. I got lost. But that book, the pages were a lot thicker, almost like cardstock. And it was harder to rip out pages than this. They weren't as neat in the middles and all kind of things. Hi, Patty. Thank you for coming. How are you today? So, Patty, this is what I'm going to do with some of the books that I got from you. Well, some of them I'm going to just use the covers.
Hi, Patty.
But some of them, if they can be altered, I will be altering them like this. Tear out 6, 2, 3. And I know this is boring, but we got to get to the back so I can show you the gluing process, and then we can continue with the other book. I mean, I think I did 3 that time. 3, 1, 2. I'm doing good, thank you, Patty. And Patty, I will be taking care of your invoice once I get off the live today. Okay, save 2, tear out 6. I was trying to figure out where I am. I got it and everything. Hubby is gone with the debit card. So he'll be back. And then I'll take care of that.
Did you send them to the store again, Brenda?
Yeah, he had to go grocery shopping. Save two. Now, when you get closer to the back of the book, which I'm getting there very fast.
Yeah, you're having an easier time than I am.
Yeah, these are coming out really easy. I'm surprised. This is a Dollar Tree book. Save two. Now, one. I'm looking at right now. What I'm doing is I'm counting to see where this is going to put me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I don't think I'm going to be able to do it again. No. So this will be the last 6 that I tear out. Two, 4, 6. Now I know in my book, the last 2 pages are like the first 2. They're kind of glued together or stuck. Here they are. They're stuck down here. I'm going to keep those together. And then I know if I go back, got to kind of go, where did I tear out pages at this last time? I may have enough to do it again. Trying to find where it was. Okay, so this is where I just tore out pages. If I flip 2, I don't have but like 3 left. I'm just going to glue these 3 together. Wait a minute. No, there's tore out pages there. Okay. Mine worked out perfect. I will glue these 2 together. I'm going to glue these 2 that are already glued together, and then I'll start where the process actually starts. So, Marina is not caught up to this. I'm going to flip back over to me.
I'm almost there.
Okay. We can chat while you catch up, and I'll clean up my papers that I pulled out of my book.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out, like, I want to make it the side pocket every 8th page. So I'm just making sure it went to 8 pages.
Right, your book, your mouth of your book is going to be the gator mouth, as they call it, will be really big if you don't take out enough pages. You're right, Joy. And the way that Lori Marie Jenkins does it when she does hers, because she does mixed media on her pages, and her pages end up so thick, her books will never close again. And she tells you that. Don't expect your book to close. It won't. These will. What we're doing, these books will close. But it gives you room. So as you can see, it now is not as thick as looking as it was. If you look at this end down here, you can see where we left the pages out. And that's fine. It's going to give us plenty of room to do what we want to do. And that's upside down. And I'm going to let Marina get caught up and make sure my glue is open, and because I was gluing yesterday, that it's not clogged. But you do have to remove, and what I went by is she had a 335-page book. She was removing 8 pages. Mine was less than that. So I just adjusted. So it's going to depend on what you do on your pages. If you watch Lori Marie Jenkins and she's putting all that stuff on her pages, she may end up with a page that starts out this thick, but she's putting so much on that page and making little boxes and windows that the next page will never lay flat on it. We're not doing that. I love her books, but that's not the kind of altered book we're doing.
I'm not going to make another page. The only one that's theirs is ended up with 1, 2. I end up with 3.
Right. So you would just glue those last 3 together. Mine, I had 4, so I can make 2 pages out of them. I just don't have room to tear out anymore.
Okay, hold on then. If I'm going to do it this way.
Now you want to start gluing from the back so that your book will lay flat when you're done. So that's why we're starting at the back.
I'm going to do this a different way.
You want me to click over on you, Marina?
No, I'm just going to, I'll tell you what I do in a minute.
Okay. Hi, Sherry. Thanks for coming. How are you today?
I ripped out the wrong page, but that's okay.
This book is not. It's glued in, and that's what you want to. I believe what Crafty Irina said. That's the kind you want to look for. This one looked like they were all glued in individually. They're not in signature form, which is why I was having a really easy time carrying my pages out.
So that's 3.
Oh, Patty, you're funny. Hubby already did that today. Thank you, Patty.
All right. I took out a couple of pages so that it still stays within the 2. And then the last 2, I'm going to make a pocket like the first. Okay, so I am now done.
Okay, good. So what we're going to do, thanks, Joy. And I love Lori Marie. It's just, that's not the type of book we're making. So because these are already glued here on mine, I'm not going to glue that. And you'll see in a minute where we do glue this, but these 2 are already glued. So I'm just going to very carefully put a bead of glue around the edge of the page, which you watch Crafty Irina, hers looks much neater than mine does. And then you just smooth out, and you only have to put it around the edges. You do not have to put it in the middle. So I'm just going to smooth that down. And I may want to go back because I didn't get it quite to the edge. So I'm going to go back and try to get closer to my edge because I don't want my pages to tear later. And you don't want a lot of glue. You don't really need a lot of glue. You just don't want it to seep out. But I have napkins handy because I don't want to glue my pages to other pages. Okay, so, and she said you do not want to use double-sided tape or your book will not last. Over time, the tape glue will let go, where this won't. Hi, Misty, how are you? Thank you for coming. Okay, so there's those 2. These 2 had no pages torn between them. But I am going to put a little bit of glue right down here.
All right, I found my glue.
And along this edge. And I want a little bit more than that. And here we go. And then I'm going to press that seam and then push it all the way over. And just pull this up.
All right. Okay, now that I've got my glue, what am I doing next, Brenda?
Now, these 3 actually get glued together. You're going to start at the back.
Okay.
And so these 2 pages in my book were the ones that were glued together at the base. So I only did the edges, the front edges. You know, the top, the side, and the bottom, because they were already glued together at the back.
Got it. Okay, I see what you're saying.
And then the next 3 pages, I'm gluing the next 3 pages together, and I may make this a pocket.
So we're doing this from the back then to the front.
Right. This part goes back to front.
Okay. Got it.
And this one I'm going to make a pocket. So I'm going to leave it open on the side since I have this 3rd page here. So you need to decide where you're going to put your pockets when you're gluing.
Yeah, I already did.
Pull this one. And I made a boo-boo. Hold up. There are tore out pages here. I thought there were. So let me go back. I got to undo. Undo, undo. And I can, so what I'm going to do is take a wet paper towel, damp, not wet, and wipe this glue off.
All right.
Mistakes happen. I was thinking I didn't need that 3rd page. So I'm going to unglue my book. And I'm going to heat gun that. Normally, I wouldn't use the heat gun right here, but I'm going to because I want to dry that before I do anything else. These two are fine. And I'll show you how I realized I made a mistake in just 1 second. I just want to get this dried off. Okay, so what happened, when I flip this over, I see where I have torn paper, which tells me these two should be glued together and not this one to that one. So I carefully pulled my pages back apart, wiped the glue off of those two. So now I can continue going forward how it's supposed to be. And mainly at the back is where you're going to have this problem, because going forward, it's going to be every 2 pages, because that's going to be where the gaps are. So put a seam down there. And this is how your torn paper gets hidden. I had seepage. Okay. Not with this one. I will make a pocket though on the next one. And I usually try to do every 4th page. So that's 1, 2, 3. This one will have a pocket. So this one's going to have a pocket. So just going to cover the front top edge, the bottom edge, and inside edge with my Beauty Glue. And I'm going back because I see at the bottom of my book where I'm getting like a weird little kinky thing. So I'm going to go back and flip them the other way and smooth that down so that they will lay normal.
Yeah, mine screwed up.
What happened?
I think I miscounted a page.
Well, can you peel them apart like I did and fix it?
No. Yeah, it's not going to fix.
Well, just skip where you tore out pages. If it's not a bad tear out, just skip that and then go forward. So that it works out going forward and you're not off the whole way.
I'm going to try, but hang on. I need to figure out where my pages are.
So this is what you do to correct, where your pages are tore out. So that one was a pocket. So this one's not going to be. I got 4 pages to go before I do another or 3, and then I'll do another pocket. Because that's the way I like mine. And you can make top pockets too. You can also, on the next pocket, I'll show you something. So this is going to be totally glued down. Because there's several different ways you can do your pockets. And I know that's going to seep out, so I'm going to wipe it off now. Because it was a glob.
I'm going to skip this one.
Okay. And I'm trying to watch chat at the same time that I'm gluing. And then what you want to do is when you get everything glued down, you want to put something heavy on your book to help everything go back flat. Because I'm still seeing this weird little kink thing down here, don't I?
You know, I got to learn something. Make marks on a book. From now on, I put marks.
So that's 1. Here's my 2nd page with no pocket coming up. The way you determine the pages, Joy, is she had a 300, Crafty Irina had a 335 page book, and she said she was tearing out 8. This one was 309. So I just opted to tear out. I knew it was like 20 something pages shorter than hers. I opted to tear out 6. So it's just, I went by, she tore out 8. I have less pages. And so you just go from there. And it worked out pretty good as far as when I got to the back of the book. Okay. I'm just trying to make sure that this is all going to lay flat in the end. So that was 2. Here comes page number 3 with no pocket. These little sticky out bits are what's causing my problem. Let me see if I can get those tore closer down. There we go. And we're not going to do this whole book because I've got one done. I'm just showing you what the process is. And then I can finish gluing it later. And this book is 8.5 by 5.5. So it's about regular journal size. And Misty, it's got a really purple, pretty. If you go to Dollar Tree, the name of the book is Bon Appetit by Amelia Morris. It had a dust jacket on it, but it's a really pretty purple book. I thought of you when I saw it. I love purple, but I thought of Misty when I saw it. When I realized the cover was purple, I'm like, oh, Misty would love this. It's purple. Okay, so next page, I'm going to do a double pocket. How you do a double pocket. I'm still going to put the glue down the spine and across the top and across the bottom and roughly a bead of glue in the middle. And so when it gets sealed, this will be open and this will be open, and I'll have 2 pockets. And my glue seeped out up there. So there's 2 pockets. You need this in your life. Missy's funny. And then we're going to do 3 more without pockets. And you can still put pockets on your pages and envelopes. You know, it's still a journal when all is said and done. So if you wanted to do no pockets this way, you could do that. And then you could build your pockets like you do in any other journal. This just allows you a place to put bigger journaling cards and or anything bigger that you would want. Okay, so this was page, let's see, that had a pocket. Page 1 with no pocket. Here comes page 2 with no pocket. How you doing, Marina?
I'm doing good. I am doing real good. I'm just trying getting the double pages together.
Did you get it figured out where you had made your mistake?
I fixed it. I just glued 4 pages and made one of them into a pocket.
Yeah, that's good. So there's ways around this, guys. If you make a mistake, like I pulled my pages back, Marina didn't. She chose to put 4 together and make a pocket. So, but that caught her back up to where she's doing, you know, the 2 pages together thing. So it's no big deal. It's a way to fix almost everything in crafting.
Yeah, I just don't want a lot of pockets of pages in mine.
Right.
Add them in afterwards.
This is the, I'll go back and count in a minute. I've lost track. I think it's my third page without a pocket, but I think I lost track. So this is really nice paper.
Yeah, this book is definitely going to need to be sitting overnight. With the amount of glue I'm using, absolutely.
So where's my pocket at? There's the pocket. So this is the third page without a pocket. So now my next page, I wanted to have a pocket. And I'm trying to just make sure I had like a little air pocket back here. So I'm pressing that out now while the glue is wet. So this page is going to have a pocket. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide it in half again. But I'm going to leave the top open and the side open. So go across here. And then I'm going to go up here. So this one, the top is open. This one, the side is open. And then I'm going to glue this down.
I'm not sure if this is right, but I'm doing my pockets a bit different.
Well, let me click over so we can see how you're doing your pockets, Marina.
Yep.
So, uh-oh. That's not what you want to hear somebody say is uh-oh. I lost this for a minute. Okay, there's Marina. So
Okay, so basically what I did is one of them is supposed to be a page together. So instead, I'm still going to use the 2 pages, but I'm going to make a pocket. So I'm doing a side. I just folded it over like that.
I might have to let him out. It's kind of sunny, so he might want to go outside. I think they want fresh water.
Okay, and it's still going to be a pocket, but
Marina,
then
who's talking?
Pardon?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Guys, let me know what you'd like to start with first. I've listened
Hang on. I may have hit something. Let me.
It ain't mine because all I'm using is a computer and
Yeah, hang on. I think I hit something on YouTube's side. I'm trying to find out what's going on. I did. Okay, I got it.
Okay, so what I did is I grabbed the page. So you still have the cut pages in between, but on the page that's going to be in the front, I put a pocket sideways like this.
I like that idea.
But it's not, it's glued in. It's all one. It's just bent paper. And then just on the inside, you glue just the bottom part from the triangle and then across the bottom.
I might have to steal that toward the front of my book, Marina.
Yeah, this is kind of in the middle. And then that's a pocket, but you can tell there's a pocket because it'll be, it's got the triangle on it.
I like it. Mine are more hidden than that, as you all saw. I like that.
Going regular pockets because then there's going to be a side pocket on there. I didn't do any top pockets yet. Well, except for the one with the triangle. Just kind of match the one in the back. Because that's how I did. I'll show you the way I fixed the back. So the back was supposed to be a page together with then a pocket, but it ended up being 4 pages. Okay, so the 2 pages, then 3 pages, I think it's together, with the top one being a pocket.
Okay.
It's kind of screwed up, but it's okay.
No one's going to know that.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when you put it, but I don't like the way these pages are, so I'm trying to hurry and get it laid down flat because I don't like the way they're curling.
Right now, you may end up with let me show you. I'm going to go back to me for a second. You may end up with down here, and I'll show you on my other book. Well, they're pretty flat now. This may get a little wave in it, and that's why you see me keep going back and pressing and pressing. When it's done, and see, it does have a little wave. When I weight it down, that's going to get taken care of. So I'm going to put something.
That's why I'm not worried too much about it.
Right. I'm going to put something heavy on here tonight, overnight, and that'll take care of that. So,
Yeah, that's why I'm not too worried about
yeah,
it.
it'll be fine.
Yeah.
So back to gluing and gluing and gluing. So I have one page with no pocket. This is page 2 with no pocket.
My other pocket. This one I'm going to do correctly.
And they're not hard to do, these books. It just is time consuming to get them all prepped.
Yes, just mentioning that. Misty, that bag was amazing. I have definitely got to copy that as soon as I get a chance to go buy zippers.
Oh, I'm going to have to watch the bag video. I missed it. You can do it with 500 pages, Joy. You're going to want to tear out. If it's a 500-page book, I would say 9 pages in between. Don't do any more than that. Do 9 pages in between. Because your gap will get too big.
I mean, you could still do 7, though, Brenda. It's just going to end up with more pages.
Right. She's going to end up with more pages.
Yeah.
So you can still do 7 or 8, but if I wouldn't do more than 9.
Yeah, no more than 9, because then you're going to end up, you're going to end up with too many big gaps.
But yeah, you could definitely still do, 7 or 8. But Joy, you just have to kind of jump in and just,
That's what I did. She only told me about this an hour ago. I ran to the library, picked up 10 books, and right back home again.
Yeah, everybody needs an altered book in their life, and they're fun. Plus, here's the thing. You already, by the time you're done, you have the basics of a journal. All you have to do now is decorate the pages. You can paint them. You can add images to them. You can add a paper pad if you wanted, which is what Crafty Irina does. She adds other things over them, which is what I'm doing today. When we get to that in a moment, that's what I'm doing. So it's, you don't have to worry about making your signature. This is going to be the basics of your cover and your signature all in one.
Actually,
and then you just get to have fun and decorate. I'm sorry, Marina.
Might have something that I can use. It's I think I've got an 8x8 or 7x8 or something, that paper pad.
Oh, that would be cool.
I know I have it somewhere, sitting somewhere. It's a C, which will look beautiful on this cover.
Right.
Colors of this cup. Here, right here.
Oh, let me switch.
It is.
Here we go.
Seashore paper, 6x6 paper pad.
And Marina, what size is the book you're using?
Hold on. It is 5.5 by 8.5. So it might look a little awkward, but
well, no, you could paint around it. You could add like a sandy color or something as your background and then put your paper on top of it.
Yeah, the sandy color thing I would like. I would not want to use paint on this. But I do have another book that I'm going to be tearing that might be a little bit smaller, because the other one's a little bit smaller.
Now, for your 6x6 paper pad, Marina, here's what I did. And we did this. You were watching the Tuesday Live, right? For me, I did a steno book. I altered a steno book. I just cut the end of it off. Let me go back to me again.
Hold on. I see. Oh, jeez. Okay, so this one here is also 5.5. Still 8.5. What's this one?
I think that's like the standard size, the 5.5 by 8.5.
5. Yeah, Yeah. Okay. So none of these would work. Okay. So yeah, I see how you did, but isn't that one's a 6x6 book though, is it not?
No, it was a steno pad. It started out like this. I switched back to me. It started out like this. A steno pad is 6 by 9. I cut 3 inches off the end and used it sideways to make my book, which is now holding my 6x6 paper pad. I did paint around the edges because my paper wasn't, I could have cut more off so that I could have butted the paper up closer. But
that might be an idea. But then,
so
yeah,
that's how,
an inch off the top, an inch off the bottom.
right. I just topped spots off the bottom, the 3 inches off the bottom, and I glued my I glued 3 pages because this is very thin paper. I glued 3 pages together.
How many dupes? How many dupes are in here? 1, 2.
For this, because this is like very thin notebook paper.
Yeah, this is cardstock.
So, well, I mean, I have the paper in the book actually looks like this.
Yeah.
And it was very thin. So that's why I glued 3 pages together to study them up to put the.
There's 6 pattern paper. So,
right. So
if
my
you
paper pad, where's my pages? Uh-oh, I have lost my.
Okay. So
I have pages already tore out of the paper pad. They were lined up and they're not here right now. But it's just that I'm using. And I'm just gluing them down. First, I'm painting out the edges because I know my pad is a little bit smaller than what I made the paper. And then I'm just gluing the page down on it straight from the paper pad. It's blurry. I don't know what happened. I'm hoping I moved that book. I think it's just that book. So I'm hoping when it gets back. Nope, it's still blurry. Where's my camera?
yeah,
I touched the
6.
screen.
I like using it.
Oh, this camera's the one that's blurry. It is blurry.
I'm cutting paper up. Let's be a 6x6. Okay, for some reason, yeah, there we go. Okay. And then towards the beginning.
There's me wiping the camera. Sorry, guys.
I was trying to figure out what the heck was happening there.
That was me wiping my camera off. But now I've got, okay. Oh, I see. I moved the camera too when I did that. There we go. I'm hoping it's not, I'm waiting to see it catch up. There's a lag. It still looks blurry. To me, it even looks blurry. What's funny is it's not blurry in Hangouts, but it's blurry on YouTube. But that's better. So I'm going to leave everything alone.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think I need a pocket here. 1, 2, 3. I think this is so, no, that does not. Uh-oh. Did I miscount? I had a top pocket and a side pocket. There's a side pocket or 2 side pockets. 1. Wait a minute. No. Yep, there it is. Top pocket, side pocket. So 1, 2. No, not yet. This is number 3 without a pocket. So no pocket yet on my side. It's easy to get lost when you're trying to do chat and talk and all of this at one time.
You know, I want to do a pocket on this one.
And are you going to do it the same way, Marina?
That's what I'm debating. I'm actually thinking of going half page to full
I
page.
clicked back on you so we could watch you do your pocket.
I'm thinking of half page to a full page.
Oh, cool. So we're going to, I clicked back over to you so they could see how you're doing it.
Yeah, but it's not going to work because you're going to be able to see it. No, I'm just going to do a normal page the way you've been doing it. A normal pocket like you've been doing it.
Okay.
Because I don't have any of those kinds.
Now this is going to be a pocket. And I think I'm just going to do straight 2 pockets again on the side. I want to make pockets like Marina, but what I'm thinking, because I know I'm going to be gluing stuff to my book, I'm going to do folded over pages when I build my book.
Yeah, when you get to that part.
Right.
Yeah, I might cover that up with another page. I don't know yet. It just all depends on how I end up decorating it.
So this one's going to have the 2 side pockets. And I'm almost through gluing, so we're just going to go on and finish the gluing up before we go back, before we actually start working on the already one that's done. Because I only have a few more to do. I wasn't planning on, it's going pretty quick. So is this something you all think you want to do with your books? And Dollar Tree is a great source for books because they have all different sizes for $1.
Local library. Local library. I
See, our library doesn't do that, Marina. My library doesn't do that. Well, I live in a small town.
Yeah, that's it. But if you live in a big town, the one that I just went to had 10 books for $1. All pretty much the size.
And that is a great deal.
And I paid
Thrift stores are another option because sometimes you can get a book at a thrift store for 50 cents or less. So that's another great option for your books. Patty Lang's book sales on Monday nights, another good option.
Crafting Kitty says your camera's still blurry.
It's going to just have to be blurry, Joy, because there's nothing I can do while I'm live to fix it. Autofocus is on. Unfortunately, there's not anything really. I already cleaned the camera lens the best I could. And it's not blurry on Hangouts. So it's something between YouTube and Hangouts that's creating the issue. Because on Hangouts, it looks great.
So now.
So I don't know. I mean, I'm sorry. There's nothing. I just can't fix it. And it could be that it's trying to focus on these words and it can't. So let me ask you this. Is my hand blurry?
See, on me, it's blurry on Hangouts, but it's clear on my phone.
Oh, that's funny because on mine it's the opposite.
Yeah.
Oh, it would help if I was on me so you could see my hand. See, and that's Marina's that we're looking at now, Joy. Now we're on me with my hand. So you were just looking at Marina's with the green book. Now we're on me.
See, this is what I was afraid of, Brenda. Okay, put the camera on me for a minute.
Uh-huh.
Okay, now I'm just gonna wait. Okay, can you see how, look what happened. See how how do I fix that?
Is that where 2 pages are glued together?
Yeah.
Okay, this is what, let me put the camera back on me so they can see what I'm talking about.
See,
what I've been doing is where I'm gluing them, I'm making sure that I push it really good all the way across and pull my paper like that. You may just have a buckle in there and you're just going to have to smooth it out.
I'm going to try seeing.
You may need to lift the page carefully and re-put it.
It's not going to.
So Joy, is this?
It works when you.
I mean, I can it's blurry on YouTube.
It works when I lay it down open, but the whole book ended up being seriously warped.
If you press it together, like if you were to put something heavy on it, does it fix?
No, it's going to end up screwed up all the way. Yeah, I don't like this method at all.
Because mine.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's practice.
Well, my first one looks, well, After it looks fine now, but before it was bad.
I'm just gonna leave it pressed down and then try to fix it maybe later because it's really warped.
Hold it. I'm gonna switch it back to you, Marina. Hold it up again. Let's see if we can figure this out. We got a whole room of crafty people.
See how
That doesn't look bad. It will when you put something heavy on it.
I don't know.
Marina, that really doesn't look bad when you put something heavy on it.
It does to me. To my eyes, it does. You know what? Hold on. I'm going to send you a picture to kind of give you a better idea.
Well, when you put something heavy on it, though, for the drying overnight, it's going to flatten a lot of that out. That's why I'm saying it doesn't look that bad. Because I know what mine looked like before I flattened it, the first one, and that looks way better than mine did. So I'm going to switch it back over to me.
Okay. That'll
Okay.
give you a better idea of what I'm talking about.
Okay, let me pull up Marina's. Right, Marina, and that when you flatten that out, it looks like you've got maybe some places at the top that are missing glue.
At the top?
At the edge of your pages, where they're buckled like that, it looks like it might be missing glue. Like you didn't get glue all the way to the edge.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's what that looks like, that the glue is not all the way to the edge of your paper.
No, 'cause
So that might just be something you could go in with a paintbrush and a little bit of glue and fix and seal the pages together. Because that's what that looks like to me, is maybe your pages aren't sealed all the way to the edges.
No, I think.
Does that make sense?
No, but I'm going to see if I can fix it a different way.
Okay, and I'm going to go back to chat on the phone, but I see what you're talking about now.
I'm going to go in and I'm going to press on each page.
Right. Right, and they all kind of look a little like that until you start getting everything put together. That was a pocket. This is not. That's one page with no pocket. I'm trying to get back to where I was. I'm hoping that my camera, once I have something to focus on besides words, that will fix. Because it's perfectly fine on our Hangouts page. It's something with YouTube. And I see what you're talking about, Joy, because my hand is even a little blurry to me on the YouTube side. But unfortunately, because it's clear in Hangouts, there's not a lot I can do how Hangouts and Google communicate. What I wish would happen is this. It's my dream world. You know, that one with the pink fluffy clouds and unicorns and everything works out fine and wonderful. That world. In that world, because Google owns YouTube and Google Hangouts, they would make it to where you don't have to, in order to have people on a panel, it would happen through YouTube and we wouldn't have to use a second program.
Yep. I second that.
That's the world that I want to live in, with the pink puffy clouds and the unicorns, where YouTube, I can add people without having to go through a second program.
Yep.
Because like I said, on Hangouts, this looks wonderful. And somehow between Hangouts and YouTube, it's getting blurry.
Yep.
And that's something that's really beyond my control or Marina's control, when it looks clear on one thing and then on the other one, it doesn't look clear.
Do you put a book clip to hold the spine? Like,
I don't. I'm just going to put a book on here. Oh, see, I don't know how that's going to hold it down.
like, yeah.
Oh, here you go. If you can see this, I'm going to make, you can put a clip on it. Yes. To hold it. That's going to round my spine a little bit. I'm not worried about that, but because I need this to all be flat.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. So if you look at my spine, I want to make it flat. Oh, let me see if there's in the camera. See how I'm going to clip it on each side. So I use a big.
Exactly. You could do that. Yes.
So that, see.
Right. And that's going to flatten all that out real nice in there.
I just gotta find the other clip. I know I've got 2 of them, but God knows where the second
Pocket,
clip
no
is.
pocket, no pocket. Number 3 with no pocket on my side. Marina, is yours all glued?
Yes. Yeah,
I
yeah.
only have a few more to go, and then we're going to start working on the Rebecca Sunnybrook Farm book.
Yeah, you go ahead. I'm looking for that second clip that
Okay,
I
well, I'm going to click back over to me while you're looking. Page number 3 with no pocket, come right here. Now, I do want to put a pocket in the front where those 2 pages were already glued together at the base. That's going to be a pocket page, and I may do it folded back because I like that idea. 2 pages here. There we go. So,
seems to have gone MIA.
and I'm running my fingers down really good against that spine where I'm putting that 1 bead of glue because I don't want it to do what my last book did, which was get a wavy thing on it. Although that did work out in the end where it's not looking like that now. But those pages are harder to flip than these are. And y'all will see that when we're working on the book. But it was the first one I ever did. So maybe that's why. Practice, you know, you learn with experience and practice. So
Well,
this
yeah,
is
it's
supposed
like the
to,
book that I got. It's like the book I got it yesterday. I screwed it up on the cover. I ended up cutting through it. But then all the other 6 that I did, none of them, all of them worked out perfect. So it's always
Right.
the first one that you never know what you're doing with it.
this was supposed to have a pocket. So, and I want a big pocket. So I'm just going to wipe this glue back off this front edge here with my damp paper towel. So I can make a pocket. And this is going to be a big pocket. I hadn't had a big pocket in a while. So this is going to be a full size pocket.
I'm still looking. I'll be right back.
Okay. And we are close to the front. We are about done with the gluing of the book. Now I just have to figure out what I've got several journal kits downloaded. I need to figure out which one I want to use in this book because it's a good size book. And those pages, in most of your digital download journals, the pages are set up for 8.5 or 8.5 by 5.5. They're great. So I just need to figure out which one I want to use, and I just have to cut the pages in half, and then there you go. Okay, now I did tear out pages there, but I got fuzzy stuff, so I'm gonna pull. See if I can get rid of some of that. Yep. Okay. I think this is my last page like this. We're gonna find out where there's stuff, you know, where I tore out pages. This is a fun project. It took a minute for me to learn how not to put down tons of glue because the first one I kept having to wipe all my pages off pretty much because I had too much glue and it kept seeping out, and haven't had that with this one. So just takes practice. I haven't been crafting that long or paper crafting that long, only since probably April. And so it just takes practice, you guys. And don't be, I mean, this is the way I look at it. It's $1 book. If I mess this part up, I can gut it and use the cover. So that's how I look at it. It can still be used for something if this part gets totally messed up. And then I already have all the other book pages I tore out. So it was $1. Not that $1 is not a lot of money. I don't mean it like that. But if I mess this up, I still have a book cover that I could use. And it's still $1 well spent for the practice. Okay. These 2 pages I was going to glue together. And these 2 pages are, and then I'm going to glue these 2 together. And let me look at chat. Yes, keep those in the book. It would be in if they could get everything all together. I don't know why they can't. Everything together. Well, that's how I look at all my paper crafting. It's nothing, if nothing else, it's a learning experience for me because I haven't been doing it that long. So my first page that I glued, Joy, just so you'll know, is the one with the table of contents on it. That's where I started gluing. Or I started tearing out pages after that. So these 2 pages are glued. I try to look at everything as I can learn something from it, if nothing else. And then this, I'm going to do a pocket like. You know what? I think I'm going to do it on this side because it will be easier because that page is almost like cardstock. Okay. So what I'm going to do first is do I want to glue the flap down? Or I could leave it as a flip up spot. I'm going to glue it. Executive decisions here.
Okay, I got that one drying. Now, take a look.
Now I'm going to come over here and make a pocket. And because this is already glued here, I am not applying glue there. I'm just going to come across the bottom and up that short side. Pull this heavy piece over. Smooth that out, and I had glue seepage, so I want to wipe that off. And I need to re-glue this edge better. And now I got glue down in my spine, so I want to wipe that up. There we go. Now this book is ready. I'm not going to close that because I got glue down in there. I need to let that dry before I close it, otherwise this is all going to stick together. But there is a book that's ready to go, and after this dries, I can close it up and clamp it like Marina did hers. Marina, is yours all clamped up?
Yep, it's all clamped and put under 7 books.
Is it okay if I come back to you so they can see how it's clamped?
Hang on, I gotta go get it.
Right, and definitely glue the lace first before, yeah, because while it's flat, it's easier.
Okay, so go ahead and put it on me.
Okay, so we're going to go back to Marina so we can see how she clamped her book, because I'm going to do that to mine once that inside page dries.
All right, so basically I put 1 clamp at the very edge at the top, and then I couldn't find another. I know I have another big one, but I can't find it right at the moment. But I did manage to find one, a medium-sized one, so I put it at the bottom. So both sections are now clamped like that. And I'm putting about 8 books on top of it. Let's see, I don't like, hold on, this is kind of done. This is done correct. It's going to end up drying crooked. So you kind of have to get it so that it when you clamp it, you want to clamp it so that it goes kind of straight. So see how, if you do it, if you let it go, not going to do it. You have to kind of bring the 2 covers together and then clamp it so that it's absolutely perfectly straight.
Right.
There we go. Now it is. So do the same thing on the bottom. Make sure it's absolutely perfectly straight. And there we go. Now,
Okay.
there we go. So now you can see it, the two, and when it's going to dry, hopefully it won't stick together, but when it's dry, it'll stick and it'll make that curve on the side here, and it'll be there we go. So see. So I'm going to put it back under the 10 books, and I'm going to take a look at this one.
Okay, and I'm going to come back to me. Okay, so this is a book that I had already done. I've already glued this one all in. It's got its pockets. Yesterday I went through and put what I'm going to put in my pockets there. They're not cut down. Of course, they're not fitting correctly. But this one, the pages, I don't know. I did something weird and wrong. But this one I am not using. It's Rebecca Sunnybrook Farm. I am not altering the cover in any way. I love this cover the way it is. So I'm not touching the cover. I'm also not using a paper pad or anything in this one. What I've done, I kept all the original images in the book, so I was very careful when I tore out pages, which made it a lot more interesting. And that could be another thing that was different. Hi, Patricia. How are you? I was gluing two together, and I was tearing out. I went straight by what Crafty Irina did. She flipped 2, tore out her number. In my case, it was 6. Flipped 2, tore out 6, and that way you can cover what's in the middle with those 2. So that's how she did it. So I was only gluing 2 pages together. This one, these pages, this is a page that I left. These pages are very thick. This book is almost like cardstock, but it was way back in the day when they made good paper in your books. So this, I don't know what weight this paper is. This one I wasn't worried about just doing 2 pages because these pages are pretty thick and stuff. And I'm checking on chat. Yeah, now if you're doing a book like Lori Marie Jenkins, she does glue 3 to 5 pages together because she needs that stability for all the mixed media she adds to it. For this, I'm just gluing an image on top of the page. I don't need all that stability. And Patricia, aren't you the one doing an altered book currently, Patricia, following like the Lori Marie Jenkins thing? I think it's Patricia Stubbs. Y'all subscribe to each other as well. Support each other. We definitely want to show support to each other. That's what I'm trying to do here with my channel, is build a channel where everybody supports each other. We love each other. Again, pink clouds, fluffy clouds, unicorns, that kind of fairies live in my world. That kind of thing. But I think Patricia is the one that's doing that. Yes, you want to watch her videos because she's doing it just like Lori Marie Jenkins is doing it, where it's you need more pages glued together because you need that base for the mixed media that you're putting on top of it. Here, I'm going to just glue images in, and that's what I was going to say. I want this to still be Rebecca Sunnybrook Farm. It's not going to have the story so much. I went and downloaded. The book is definitely public domain. Kate Douglas Wiggins, this is her. She's the author. The book was originally published before the 1920s. She died in 1920, I believe, or 1921. It's public domain. And so I'm not worried about that. So I went and got other book covers that the book was done in. That's what's in my pockets, the other book covers. This is the book cover that's on this one. I'm going to put it on the inside cover as well. And then I also got other images from other books, and that's what's going to go in here. There will be some journaling spots, but it's going to be just, not your normal put a paper pad, glue it down in the book thing. This is what my original idea for this particular book was when I found it at my mom's, and she said I could have it. And I told her I was going to tear it apart. And I said, "Are you okay if I tear this book apart?" And she said, yes. And it's a golden book. It's a golden illustrated classic book, which I thought was interesting. But I'm not messing with my cover. There's nothing wrong with this cover. It's a little aged looking because it's been handled. But I'm not going to do anything to this cover. So on the inside of the book, what I'm going to do first, Mod Podge. Let me open my Mod Podge. Set it back over here. And I've already picked out some. I put some lace and stuff on my pages. It's going to still be decorated, and it's got pockets, and I may put pockets on pages, and it's just not going to be using pad. It's using images that go with the book, and finding like farm images was fun that didn't look cartoony. I didn't want cartoony. So I'm going to put some Mod Podge on here. And Marina, what are you doing currently?
I'm taking apart another book, but not necessarily following the same thing, because this one's got a lot of really pretty illustrations, and I want to use, it looks like it's going to be, it's almost like a magazine, that the paper is going to be able to be used to do image transfer on a jelly plate. So I'm currently just trying to go through it and finding pages that would work to transfer.
Okay. Now, I did seal my pages yesterday. However, I don't think I sealed like these because these are on card. I didn't seal any card. So as you can see, the ink is running underneath, which is fine because I had to pull that corner up. And I double side printed my paper. I don't know why I double side printed the paper, the cardstock. Oh, I was going to put them in pockets. So all my cards got double side printed. So that if they did go in a pocket, they would have something on the back besides white paper. But this one I'm just going to put here. And then I found a picture of the author. And I cut her out. And I'm going to put her on this page with her name at the bottom. Which I cut that when I was trimming down one of the cards. Or something I trimmed down and had her name on it. I cut it off and saved it. So I could put it below her picture. And I don't know how this is going to turn out, guys. I've not done anything like this. All of my journals so far have been made with signatures that I've sewn in. You're seeing this for the first time from me. So, glue her picture down. She was a very pretty woman. And then I'm going to put her little name down here at the very bottom of the page. Oh, I dunked my paintbrush in my Mod Podge. Now I got Mod Podge everywhere. All the way up the handle. That was not good. So I'm just going to put glue on the back of that. And make sure I get it right side up. That would probably be a plus, right? Make sure it's right side up. And what I seal my pages with, that wants to move around a lot. I have Krylon Spray Clear in matte. And that is what I have sealed all of my pages with that are going in the book, just the regular paper pages. I didn't seal the cardstock because I knew I wasn't going to be gluing it down. It wasn't going to be getting wet. And that just moved on me. Okay. It has to have a moment to dry because it's going to keep wanting to move. Making sure I got my edges glued down good. So I don't know what I'm going to put here yet. I wanted to leave this page, the title page alone. I will put something. This would be pretty. Let me trim this down and we can glue it there. And this is sealed paper. I sealed it because I knew I was going to be applying glue or Mod Podge to the back. And I didn't want my inkjet ink to run. Because inkjet ink will run if it gets wet. So the key, you can always have a laser printer, but cheaper than the laser printer is the matte finish spray. And I'm going to need to trim that down a little bit. So let's see. And I'm not worried about coloring around the edges of my pages. I like the way the pages look. They're antiqued a little bit. You know, they're aged. So I'm not going to worry about painting around the edges of the paper for this particular book. Now, in another book, I might do that. But for this one, I'm not really worried about it. So there is that. We can just glue it down now. And I'm going to click over on Marina so we can see what she's doing with her book. Are you tearing pages out of this one, Marina?
Yeah, I'm tearing pages out, but I'm also being careful of the graphics.
Right, like I did with this book where I saved all the original images and
Yeah.
And it made tearing out my pages a little bit more interesting because I had to, you know, figure it out around when I got to an image, what am I going to do?
Yeah. Like, see this image here?
Let me click on you real fast. Okay.
Okay, so see this kind of an image?
Right.
That will transfer, or even the back one. See how it's got the American flag?
Okay, so those will transfer on the jelly plate.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I don't have a jelly plate yet. But I've seen the people that do that, and those are awesome when you transfer it.
Exactly. And that's why I'm being careful with some of the images in this book. I don't know, it's a Jay-Z book. It says Jay-Z
Right.
recorded. Sorry, Jay-Z.
So that's like a picture that I downloaded that reminds me of a farm or pastures on a farm. And so I'm going to just put that there. I'm going to leave this page alone. It is the title page to the book. Let's see. All my images are off to the side over here. What can I put there? Let's see. Oh, I wanted to put this in here. One moment. And what else can I put on there? I may use another background image. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Okay. So we will use, I think, the cows. I like these cows. Oh, y'all can't see me. I'm going to go back to me. Boy, this is a juggling thing. So I like the cows, and I'm going to use the cows. And then there's a poem. Actually, they turned this into a play. They also made it into a movie that had Shirley Temple in it. I don't have any of those images. But this was a State of Maine play in 4 acts. And I wanted, even though it's blurry, it was blurry on the internet. It was just how whoever took the picture of that. But I want it in the book. So I am going to most of these images came from Pixabay. Well, Pixabay did not have any of the Rebecca Sunnybrook farm images. I got them either from Pinterest or from a Google search or Chrome search. I think I'll cut it off the top and get rid of that little bar-looking thing this time. But I always typed in copyright free Rebecca of Sunnybrook farm images, something like that. You still have to check though, because you never know. But I did make sure I typed in the correct words because I don't want to get hit. However, but since I am not, the way I understand copyright, and I could be completely wrong, so I'm not a lawyer. The way I understand it, like I can't write what's in this book and sell it as my own work. That would be copyright infringement. I am altering the book. Also, the book meets what the copyright law says it has to meet as far as the author's death goes for it to be in public domain and when it was originally published. You'll need to look all that information up on your own because I'm not a lawyer. So I don't think I'm violating any copyright laws. And these pictures, like I said, were in public domain. So I think we're good. I try to be very careful of that. I don't want to go to jail. That would be a bad thing. Right. And see, that's the same thing with Pixabay. And if you look on Pixabay, everything on Pixabay is copyright or open for public domain. And that's like the farm images. I did get those from Pixabay. So I know they're okay. They just didn't have any Rebecca Sunnybrook farm images. But based on Rebecca Sunnybrook Farm, because of its original publication and everything being public domain, I was going by that as far as the rest of what I'm using in the book goes. And I'm going to cut out this page very carefully. I've gotten better at cutting straight lines as long as I have something to follow. They don't come out so weird and wonky, which is a good thing. Practice again.
Yeah, for Sunday.
I know. Well, no, for Sunday, what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut jagged on purpose.
You're what?
I'm going to take and I'll show you when I get this. After I get this good, I'll show you. I'm going to cut it so it doesn't matter. Wavy edges, jagged edges. It won't matter if it's shredder. I mean, we were in a shipwreck after all.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I
Sunday
that we're gonna end up being shipwrecked.
Yep. Sunday we are doing there's going to be, I think, 5 of us.
5 of us so
It's
far.
Marina, myself. I'm sorry?
Did you get a hold of Spanky?
I did. It's
Okay.
Marina, myself, Mary Forrester, Joe, who has had at it, and Spanky Madison are going to be on my channel live, and we may switch channels. I don't know how we hadn't talked about all this yet to figure out all the logistics of what we're doing. But we're doing the Nick the Booksmith Challenge, Deserted Island Challenge, where we've landed on a deserted island. And we have each got 4 givens. Our givens are needle and thread. You get to choose the thread of your choice, but you get a needle and thread. You get your glue. You got to choose the glue of your choice, and whatever glue you choose, you're stuck with for the duration. The island doesn't have a store you can run to get a different kind because it's deserted. And then we also get our scissors and paper. And you only get one kind of paper. So if you choose coffee dyed paper, it's plain coffee dyed paper. You could choose coffee dyed ledger paper, but then you're going to be stuck with coffee dyed ledger paper for your whole book. So you have to choose your paper wisely, but you get an unlimited supply of that. Luckily, when we crashed, we evidently had a trunk or something with paper in it. And it had plenty. And then you have 4 that you can choose. Everybody's going to choose different things based on what they do. My chosens are 1 piece of cardstock for my cover, and I'm going to do 9 by 12 so I have some left over. 1 napkin, which you can use the plies, Marina.
I can use what?
The plies of the napkin do count as part of your napkin. So
I saw her thing.
right, and we can use. I think the only reason she let us have the brush when I asked that question too.
Yes, you can. If you're going to use Mod Podge, you can use the brush.
Right. I think the only reason that she let us is she realized if I'm using a napkin, it's going to be really hard without a brush.
Brenda,
So you get a brush with your glue if you use Mod Podge. So I chose a marker, a cardstock, a napkin, and washi tape. Those are my 4 things. I only get 1 marker. I only get 1 washi tape. Not the whole set that it came with, just the 1 roll I picked out very carefully. I get 1 napkin, not the whole pack. So it's going to be fun. And then we're going to make a journal from those supplies. And Marina has 4 different supplies.
Yep.
And it looks like my camera cleared up a little bit when I got off that other book on its own.
Brenda.
So Marina, what are your supplies?
My supplies is I'm using a stencil, 12 by 12 cardstock, a book cover, and
I switched to you, Marina.
applicator. Say again?
I switched over to you for just a moment while you were explaining your supplies.
Yeah, not a problem. I do have a question though. Why can't you use a glue
Yes.
stick? Why can't you use a glue stick on this?
She said, well, when I've used glue sticks before, it doesn't hold. My pages that I've used glue stick on come apart.
Because
I mean, you could try it, but
like liquid glue. Did you use? Because I'm using. Because I find the DeSaris one is really good. So I don't know. I'm gonna try because I do
would
not
say
like
try
liquid
it.
glue.
You know, if it doesn't work, you can always add liquid later. You know, use a brush and go
Yeah.
back in and wet it. I'm going to switch back to me so I can show them what I'm doing with my pocket.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so we are to the first pocket page. I'm making sure nothing's sticking together back here. And her name is still stuck down. That's good. And so this is my first pocket. It's a cover off of one of the books that I printed out. I did print on the back so that there's area back there. I have cut it down to fit in my pocket, but what I do need to do is I need a thumb spot. So I'm going to take, is that going to work? Yes, it will. Take my punch, and I only want to punch, and I'm not going to measure this. It needs to be about halfway down the page. I am lining up my paper with these little marks, or that, there we go. Now I have a thumb spot. I didn't punch those ahead of time. Then what I want to do is I have some laces over here. I'm going to put a tab on my pocket. And probably about that much. Just right here on the end, I want to put just a little tab. So you got something to hang on. Well, I need to make sure I put it where it needs to go. Lined up with the little thumb spot in the pocket. There we go. So, and I'm going to use regular Elmer's glue for this. I'm just going to put a little dot of that. It's probably too much. And put my piece of lace on there. Now I can take it out and flip the little card over. And put some on the back. And fold that over. Well, fold that over. And now we have a little tab that when this dries, we'll have that little tab in our little thumb spot to pull our card in and out with. So I am going to just put my card back in here sticking out like it was to begin with. So I know where it goes. Well, I can put it this way. Just don't push it all the way in. Okay, there we go. And flip my page. So here's one of the images from the book I saved, and I'm not going to do anything with that. And then I put this image in yesterday. It's her getting off the stagecoach. I did leave these specific words because it talks about the stagecoach. So I just matted that little image and put it on there, and I'm going to leave that like that. The next page is a picture from the book of the stagecoach. And then I went on and picked out my images for this page. And we're just going to Mod Podge them in. And these have been these have been treated. Which I'm not sure I like the matte spray. I think I'm going to have to try some satin. It makes the pages feel really weird. I just don't like the texture that it leaves on the paper to make it matte. So I think I'm going to buy some satin and try it. I just didn't want them to be glossy. But it makes the pages have a weird texture. So is anybody wanting to try this now that you see it? And I need to check chat to see if I've missed anybody coming in. Looks like we have 15. There we go. This is the more cartoony image. It's really the only one I got that is like this. And it's going to be used in several places throughout the book. Yeah, most of the public libraries online have a great, Patty, they do. They have that huge public domain section. Or your public libraries. So keep that in mind when you're looking for images and things. And Marina, I'm really honored to have you on my channel today.
Oh, you're welcome.
You're one of the people that I watch that inspires me.
Thank you.
So I really am happy to have you here. And anytime anytime that anybody wants to join me now that I have everything where I can do hangouts, because before I couldn't. All Marina did was message me this morning and say, if you're going to go live, can I please join? I don't have a problem with anybody joining me at all. Patty, I did want to ask, since you're still here, if you, because I've seen you craft and everything, if you wanted to join us on Sunday, if you're able, for that Nick the Booksmith Deserted Island Challenge thing. And it's okay if you don't. Hi, Kathleen. How are you today?
Hi, Kathleen.
I just think the more we have, the better.
Say hi to you.
I'm sorry, Marina?
I wasn't sure if I said hi to Patricia, so I'm just saying hi.
Right. I know I forget everybody. I forget, where we are in that. So I do want to add some trims to my pages. To the ones I don't, not necessarily the book image pages, because I don't want to take anything away from those. But like here, I don't have dark, bright. I don't have this kind of green. I have this kind of green. So we're going to go with this kind of green. And I have some coffee dyed lace and some the ribbon I put on the tag. So this isn't that wide though. So let's see. There's a pocket here too. I might put it at the top and the bottom. That would be pretty. But before I do that, I don't want to block my pocket. Because we're going to have that tab for that. I think I'll put this down the edge and put the green on top of it. I think that would be pretty. So, to attach my lace, I use Elmer's. I either use Elmer's or Weld Bond when I'm attaching the ribbon or lace to the side. Both of which are great. And I cut that a little short. So since I cut it short, I'm going to pull it down. And I want it to stick out a little bit, so from the back side, I can adjust that. Oops. It's got threads on it because I hijacked this lace off of something. I'm going to put it back now. There we go. Glue it back. And then I'm going to put glue on top of it because I am going to glue some of this green right on top of this. I'm going to put the glue right here on the edge. And I'm going to measure my green over here on this side. If I can get my scissors angled correctly. Okay. I just need to cut it right there. And I'm going to make my second piece. So let's see. And this is going to be an ongoing project until it's finished. So this will probably be like our Thursday project. Like on Tuesdays, we're working in the other altered book. I do have other things waiting in the wings. Lined up.
Oh yeah, I've got too many of them on the go.
I have, after trying to organize the other day, I decided I can't do that anymore because it makes too big of a mess, and that I need to limit myself to no more than 2 or 3 on, like this kind of ongoing, because I'm live 3 days a week. So 3 is good. And then I still have a 4th ongoing, which is making ephemera for the Etsy store, which is, I'm still working on. That's why there's none in there.
Well, I said I am going to work on these ones, and then I'm taking a break for a while because not only am I running out of stuff, but I'm running out of ideas.
Okay, Patty, that's fine. And yes, Kathleen, I am gluing ribbon to the edge of my pages on top of the lace that I'm gluing. So let's see. I'm going to put this one, but I got to cut it. And then I've already got my little green ribbon to go on top of it. I have other trims over here, so they're all, the greens all are the same, so that's good. So it won't, all of the pages won't have the same decoration on them that I decorate. They will all be cohesive. And I probably want to take my card out of my pocket. Now, this was not a cover image. It's the only one in the pocket that's not. But it is a Rebecca Sunnybrook Farm image of her feeding a baby cow, a calf, on a farm. And because it was sideways, that's why I decided to put it in one of my pockets. And so I'm going to just apply a thin bead of glue to the top of this lace to put the ribbon on. And I'm going to just press that down. Uh-oh. That's a pocket, and I didn't make a thumb hole. I'll make the thumb hole on the other side because I put lace on that side anyway. So flip it over. Find roughly the center of my page. And punch. There we go. And it won't matter that it's on the other side. And now she needs to have a little ribbon tab put on the little card. And I'm going to put it in the pocket. I need to make sure it was cut the right size. Some of these, see, I need to think, nope, there it goes. Okay. But now I need to put my lace or ribbon up so it lines up with my thumb hole. And my card is not, there we go. And again, I did print on the back of these so that when you pull them out, there's a nice little journaling spot back there. It's still pretty. It's not plain white. Well, you could just get them. If you're wanting to do something like this, Sherry, or if you think you want to put a journal in them, you could always go in and get your pages torn out and glued and figure out what you want to do later. Like I just did that one, and I don't know. I'm going to, oh, that's like way off center. Because my pocket's not centered. Hang on. Oh, that is off center. Whoa. How did that happen? Let's try that again. Let's put this back in here. It's still not. Well, my pocket's not exactly centered on my page as part of it. Move it over. So that tab may not be centered, and that's just going to have to, but it's going to line up with the pocket thumb mark, which is what we want. for our card. So I'm going to put this little thing on here and fold it over, make a little tab. I'm adjusting my lace. This can be kind of fiddly. Okay, so now I can put this in the pocket. I just won't slide it. That's the problem. It's depending on which side. So this one will go this way, and that way it lines up. Okay. Again, this is a book image. So we're going to leave it, but I need something on this page. Shall we gather at the river? I have a picture for that from one of the books. So I want to find that image. That's one of the covers, but she's skipping stones. We may use that one. And I shrunk that one down. And I am now to all background. Okay, so I think I'm going to use this image. And I'm going to put it on card, one of the green card stocks. And those came from one of those packages from Walmart for like $2 or something, one of the pound scrap packages. The scrap cardstock packages. And I went through and picked out all of the ones that were the right color. So I'm going to put this here.
Okay, got my second book done, and I'm putting this one up. See, much better. It's not bulking on the paper.
I'm going to click on Marina real quick so we can see her book, how that one's coming out.
See how this one didn't bulk as much?
Right.
So we'll see how it glues together, but this glue is pretty strong, so we'll see. But see if I'm going to put it away.
Okay, and I'm going to come back to me. Okay, so I cut my piece of card to size for my picture. And I'm just going to apply some Mod Podge to my picture. The image that I'm going to use, and that's not centered. Let's try that again. I'm going to center it as best as I can without, it's just by look. That's good. I do want to keep the word, shall we gather at the river? So I'm going to put this here. I'm going to glue Mod Podge to the back of the cardstock. And it kind of goes with the picture over here with the skipping of the stones.
That was weird. Like
What?
For a minute there. What time are you going to be on till?
I usually go until 3:30 or so. So about another maybe 45 minutes.
Okay. Just trying to find something else to do.
Oh, well. What are explain to us, and I'm going to switch it to you while I'm just gluing things in, about what you and Spanky and them are doing.
Hold on.
If you
What?
don't mind.
Yeah, you can, let me get something that's already switched over. That's already ready to go or thing.
Okay, because they've been doing her and Spanky, and a couple other people have been working on some things.
Me, Mary Forrester, Spanky Madison from Spanky's Corners, Emily, Laura's been in it, Joy's been in it, and we've been doing like things. We each do our own thing, but on the most part, what Spanky's been teaching us is how to do an actual junk journal. So from front to cover. And yesterday, if you go back and you go on her channel, it showed it, we got it a book and we started it from fresh. So this is my cover on one of them. It's not very big. It's going to be a little girl's cover. And I put fabric on the whole thing. It's a recycled book. So I gutted one of the books and then I covered it with the fabric. I put lace all around it. And then I put another piece of fabric on the inside, which was hair dyed. I used hair dye and I used acrylic paint, mixed it all up, threw it in a bucket, and ended up with this kind of purplish color. And that's the first book. Then the second book, I decided, same type of idea. We gutted the book and I used the spine. We reinforced it, as Spanky was saying. I don't have tie back in Canada, so I reinforced it with paper. And then I decoupaged all of the hollies and the leaves and stuff.
Oh,
So,
wow. That is gorgeous, Marina.
Yeah, so this one here is the first layer. I think I'm going to do another layer with, it's like a holly fall theme type on the top, but with paper in between so that I can stack it upwards. So I haven't, this one's my Christmas journal. So it's probably going to have about 2 or 3 signatures.
Oh, wow.
So that's this one and that's this one. And then the other thing that we did earlier this week on my channel, which unfortunately didn't work out too well because my computer that I was using, is we did a textured binder, 3-ring binder.
Right.
This is what it looks like. And it's a regular size 8.5 by 11 binder, but it's cardboard. It's made out of cardboard. And what we did is, and again, Spanky showed us how to do this, is we Mod Podged craft paper on top of it and made it into a texture. So if you can see, now hold it up, see how it's all wrinkled. So the idea is,
right,
once this is completely dried, you overlay it with gesso, overlay it with paint, and you make it into a cover. And because it's paper, this thing is not coming off. It's adhered really good, but it's a 3-ring binder.
Okay. And what are you going to do with your binders?
This one here, I've got 2 of them and I've got to still do the second one. It's going to be, the first one's going to be a stencil organization. So it's going to have the page protectors in this one. And I'm going to put the stencils, especially my big ones, because right now I have it thrown in a drawer. And every time I have to go somewhere and take it with me, it's a pain in the butt trying to go through every single one of them. So if I have them organized, like right now, let me see if I can show it. Just don't want to. Okay, so these are my die cuts. So my die things, and I knew everything was going to go fine. Bye. I have them all mounted on. If you can see, they're all mounted on magnetic paper, and they're all separated so that when I want to go and find one, I can just pull it out of the tag envelope that dollar store stuff.
Right.
They're $1. I think they were like 5 for 50 cents or 5 for $1. They're like little envelopes, because a lot of people use page protectors and cutting them down. And I said, you know what? When I saw these envelopes at the dollar store, I said, you know what? It's a lot easier just to use these.
Right.
And I've got them in a. This is a case that you buy at Michael's for cards, but I didn't really like it. It's really small for cards, so I used it for my die cutting organization at the moment.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, and my big shot is sitting right here, and that way, anytime I need to do something, it's right here. Now, I apologize, everything kind of came crashing down, so I'm just cleaning it up. The one thing that Spanky got me hooked on earlier this week, and I told her, I said, of all things, you had to go and hook me up onto something that I don't have very much of, but I ended up being pretty good at it. Envelope journals. So I raised my cash, and these are just some of them that I made so far, and I'm going to make about 10 of them because I ended up with a lot of envelopes and more than I realized I had, but this is one of them where it's just, they're regular. I think it's 6x6. Okay, here it is. It is 5x5 envelopes. Yeah, about 5x5. And these are just envelopes put together with the cards. These are the cards come with it. So it's supposed to be cards with the envelope, but I put them in together so that it makes a nice, beautiful journal when you put it all together.
Right.
So ended up, I think, with 12 pages plus the inserts. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, missed one. Okay, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So it's about 25 pages. And it's leaves a little bit of room in between. There's not much, so I'm not using cardstock in between. I have a lot of older paper that's 2-3 years old. That's the thin kind that used to come in paper pads. And I'm going to use those to make those. And then I've got a pink one that I'm going to use. It's like a shiny pink, not metallic, just a shine. And this has got 10 pages. There's pink, blue and red, purple, and yellow. So those ones are going to be mixed and matched with different themes eventually. Thought I had made more. I might have, I'm still in the process of making it. I think I've got 2 or 3 more to make. And Brenda, look what I just found. I didn't use them.
I'm sorry, what is that?
Look what I just found. I didn't use them.
Oh, good.
Hold on.
Well, I'm going to switch back on me. I can unbury my mouse. Okay. So I put another pocket in. We got this. I added clouds at the top of my page for prettiness purposes. And then over here, she's outside playing. And this is a scene from a book of her and a little girl together. And so I'm going to cut this image out and put it in the book. And I had another pocket, so I did another pocket page. And just put a tab on that. So let's see. See, this book doesn't lay as nicely as the other one that I just did. And I think some of that's the thickness of these pages, because this paper is really thick. Oh, I need Mod Podge, not glue. Uh-oh, I'm missing something in the chat. Let me go back. Sherry, I want to get with you after. Oh, you want to join this, Sherry? You can join me anytime. Do you want to join us now? Because I can send you a link. You definitely can join anytime. And if you want to join now, that's fine as well.
Brenda, what do you think? There's 45 cards.
Oh, that would be plenty because you wouldn't want to use all. I would think you wouldn't want to use all of them. That would be a
No, I
huge
would-
little.
The way I saw that video, she used 2 per signature. I'm thinking 3 or 4 per signature. But she,
Oh, Sherry, I want to make a Dragon Eye book cover. And yes, that would be awesome. Oh, wow, Joy. I know I love the binder ideas that her and Spanky have come up with.
which
Oh,
one
yeah,
are
the
you
scales.
talking about? The ones
Now,
that I
there's-
just showed you?
I'm sorry.
The binder idea, is that the one that I just showed you?
Right, that's what Patty was saying in chat, that she liked the binder ideas.
That's my idea. Spanky's was just to cover the journal with the texture paper. I'm the one that
Okay,
used the binder. I took it one step further because I didn't at the time I didn't have any books to do the texture paper with.
right.
So then I said, okay, well, I had some binders here. And luckily, it was Kathy Volante who suggested we use paper binders because she was right. She had said the plastic binders wouldn't hold the Mod Podge. Sure enough, I had to take them all apart.
Oh
They
my
all
goodness.
cracked and ripped right off.
Sherry, there's I can do a process video live on making dragon scales. I have used what did I use? A pen. I took like a ballpoint pen apart and I used that little just half of the little half circle and just stacked them randomly all over. It looked really cool. When I've made my dragon eyes, I've done it that way. And that kind of thing. And I'm going back through chat. Hi, Joey. How are you? Thank you for coming.
Yes, it is, Marita. I finagled Brenda into inviting me to her channel today.
Oh, you're fussy cutting now? Okay, Sherry. Also, Sherry, message me on Messenger. I want to talk to you about something. You can do that later. It is Marina, Joey. So you got me and Marina today. And then Sunday, there's going to be a whole bunch of us. And Saturday is going to be me and Joe again working on the pocketbook. We're going to hopefully finish our little ephemera pocketbook.
Yeah. Yep, that's right, Sherry. If you go back and watch the video that we did a couple of days ago on my channel, that's when we started the textured covered binder. And then we just kind of continued it into Spanky's channel, doing it with an actual recycled book cover. So those are the 2 that we've done so far. And my biggest key was because with a challenge on Sunday, I still don't know how to sew pages together. So Spanky sat and showed us how to do that yesterday. And I looked at a couple of videos and exactly how to do them and stuff like that. So I'm going to sit and debate whether I'm going to use cardstock like the one video I did see. So
Yeah, I think it would work either way, Marina.
The biggest problem is that she used washi tape, a big roll of washi tape, to counterbalance what lack of things that she could make on the pages. I don't have washi tape. So,
But you could still use if you use the cards, you could still use your 12 by 12. Your 12 by 12 for embellishments.
because it's got like 50 million things on it.
Right.
So on top of the cardstock that I chose, it works, but
So you wouldn't need the washi tape for the purposes that she had it.
exactly. And
So I am cutting out background images to go on this next 2 pages. There's nothing here except text. And so I'm going to work on putting oh, that's upside down, a page here. And this would just be journaling spots in this book. Oh, that's not folded straight. I don't want to cut Cricut on purpose. Oh, I was going to show Marina the jagged thing. Let me glue these in, Marina, and I'll show you that because I meant to show you that a while ago. So I don't have to worry about cutting straight, because if I don't have a line to follow of some kind, I cannot cut straight. Let me make sure I got these the same size. I don't. And so I have come up with a solution for the cutting straight thing. And it's not my own solution. I can't claim credit. Somebody else did the same thing. They cut their paper edges up. My page flipped. There we go. So let me get these glued in. And this just provides a nice little spot to add notes if you want to, or any kind of journaling, other images if you find them later on, that kind of thing. And I am going to put some trim on these pages because it's nothing here except this picture and the picture on the other page. So this would be a good place to add some trim. And I need to pull that down a little bit. Yep. There we go. And it's Cricut because that's just how I am. I'm Cricut. That looks horrible. Let's see if I can pull it back up. I can, but it's going to tear. That's okay. I have like that. So I'm just going to make some adjustments to this page because that, look, okay, let's try again. And I'm not going to worry about all that because that's fine. Pull up what I can of it and leave the rest because it's going to have glue on it. I'm going to try not to glue crooked. I'm going to glue this one in and then I'm going to cut another one. I have several of these because this is my background for the pages that weren't going to have images. And I just couldn't leave it crooked because I can't do that. It's not something I can do. So I'm trying to get this one on here straighter from the beginning. That looks better. Okay. So see, y'all can see us make mistakes or me make mistakes and get them corrected, and it's all good. Let me find another paper with that image on it. Where's my background images? There we go. And let's see. And this might have worked out better because this is actually the mirror image. When I copied these, I mirrored some of them so the leaves would be on the opposite side. So this could have been a happy mistake because now I have the mirrored image on the other side. And we're going to Mod Podge this. And let's see. I got some glue on that page. I'm just going to dab it off. There we go. Because I don't want my pages to stick together. I got to clean my desk off between now and Saturday. It's getting piled up again. Too many projects at one time makes a messy desk. Marina, what are you doing? I see you doing stuff.
Okay, I've got making a mess. I need to color ink this thread or this ribbon because I want to use it for the closure of my book.
Okay.
And I don't have it in green, so I took a pine needle Tim Holtz Distress ink, and I'm coloring the ink. Or coloring, see how it's...
Okay. That sounds like a cool thing to do. So I'm going to come back to me and I'm going to show Marina how I'm going to make wonky paper while this glue dries. And then we're going to put edge on this paper. So Marina, this is what I plan on doing for Sunday.
Okay.
I'm going to take my paper.
Camera on you because it's on me.
It's on me.
Okay.
YouTube has got a lag. It should switch anytime on
There we go.
YouTube.
Okay, it's switched.
Okay, so I'm just going to take and just start cutting and just wiggle the paper in between the blades
Okay.
and just move the scissors up and keep wiggling the paper. And if it's like a tag or something, I'm just going to kind of go around and keep doing it. And this way I don't have to worry about, is it straight? Is it crooked? Is it wonky? Because it's going to be wonky anyway.
Yeah.
But like I said, my paper got wet, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And it kind of dried all weird and stuff. And so there we go.
Waterproof.
And water, we need to remember water is a given because we're on an island.
Yes. I'm going to need that, especially to...
So there is let me put it on the screen cardstock so you can see it better. So there is my jaggedly cut paper. Does not matter if it is straight or not straight.
Yep.
So that's how I'm going to do almost all of my paper. Now, the paper I put in for my signature, I'm not going to do that with. But as far as any tags or anything I make, they're going to have this kind of shape. Because I don't have to worry about it that way.
So the only thing is when you're doing this, yeah, your hands get really, really messy.
So let's see. I'm going to put edging on this page. I think I really want to use this pom-pom stuff. I love this. I think I'm going to put it right here on the very edge on both sides of this page. This is very small pom-poms, but they're cute. Little tiny pom-pom trim that I got in a Happy Mail from an anonymous donor. You know, and I don't mind getting anonymous Happy Mails, but you just don't know who to thank.
Yeah.
Because I like to thank people.
Okay.
But I am using what I did receive in Happy Mail and not hoarding it. So, which was tempting.
All right. Yeah. So as I add it, I'm also going to spray it down a bit. And just make sure it just goes evenly.
So there's that one on that edge. And now I'm going to put one on this edge over here. And I'm looking at the time, guys. So this is going to be the last page we do today. And then we can just sit and chat for the next 20 minutes. And then I have to, unfortunately, go. I got to make the dinners. Or start the dinners. And I don't know what I'm going to make yet.
I am making hot dogs with bacon, wrapped in bacon. And
oh, that sounds good. I don't know what. It's cold here, and I kind of want soup.
Well, I made soup yesterday.
So I'm in this, you know, the soup kind of mood there. Because it's been getting, like, really cold here. I mean, like last night it was 45 degrees. I'm in Alabama. This is not supposed to happen yet. I really like the little pom-pom trim. I think it's cute.
All right.
So we're going to let this sit and dry, and we're just going to chat, and I'm going to turn these little headlamp things off because they're very hot. And I will work on getting my camera focused better between now and Saturday because I can do it while we're not online.
Yeah.
It's just once we're online, there's not a lot we can do.
And now I've got green hands. Woohoo!
So Saturday is the pocketbook again, finishing up the pocketbook. We should be able to get all the embellishments put in for storing ephemera. Sunday is the live, the Deserted Island Challenge. Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern, we'll be live doing that. And there's going to be several of us together on here working on that challenge. So I think that's gonna be so much fun because we're all going to be, even though we're making the same thing, we're all going to make a journal in the
different ideas. Yeah.
Right. We're all going to be using different materials that we found on our different islands because we're not on the same island.
Yeah.
Now,
we're not?
No, because it wouldn't be deserted if we were all on the same one.
Okay.
I don't know how we're communicating. I guess we built some kind of phone system. I don't know. But anyway, Ship to Shore radios.
There we go.
Hello, dear. Yeah, it would help if you brought the food I want to cook home. You're right. I can, Patricia. I can PM you my address. Not a problem. I ironed mine too, Patty. I coffee dyed for the journals that I sold some journal kits, and I coffee dyed like 100 and something sheets of paper and had to iron it all so I could print on it because it won't go through the printer if it's not ironed. And Joe ironed the other day.
Wasn't she
coffee dyed
today?
I'm sorry, Marina.
Wasn't she doing that again today?
She was ironing it. She coffee dyed it the other day, and she coffee dyed a load.
That's what I said. That's what I mean. She was ironing them all today.
Right. Yes. Yeah, Patricia, I'll send you the address. That's not a problem. And then, and yeah, Patty, we could use lace instead of washi. However, if you choose lace for your Deserted Island Challenge as one of your 4 things,
you're only allowed 12 inches.
Of the lace?
Yep, from what I understand.
Well, then how do you get away with the whole roll of washi tape?
I don't know. That's my kind of guessing too. I've been trying to figure that out. So that's why I was kind of not understanding if she's only allowing a 12 by 12 paper, 12 inches of ribbon, 12 inches of washi tape. If you choose that, like how?
Well, no, she was the washi tape. I didn't understand that there was a measurement on it. I thought it was just you could use washi tape and you had the whole roll.
Nope, not that I know of. I heard her say 12 inches. Now I could go back and double check it, and I could be wrong, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and watch.
Because the only other thing that I know of that she allowed was if you chose fabric to cover your book, your fabric could be as big as your book. So within reason.
It could be, or about the size of a 12 by 12 paper, but no bigger.
Right. But if your book is say 12 by 13 or 13 by 13, you're still allowed that kind of a fabric leeway.
Right. So yeah, I'll have to go back and rewatch and find out about the washi because
I'm going to be right back.
That's why I chose the washi tape because I could do so much with it. I could cut out a design from it. I could, make the edges wavy or whatever.
Exactly.
Patty's funny. Maybe I'd want to show up on the island late and use everyone's leftovers and rescue us too. You could do that. We would gladly give you, hang on, Fox, stop. I would assume that means the husband is like here. Yeah, Patty, and then you could rescue us. We'd gladly give you our leftovers if you would rescue us off of our islands. I'm using the book stack. I think if I'm hearing this right, the book stack method. What is the book stack method? Patricia, I'm not sure what that is. And Patty, you could definitely come on late if you can't be there at 2:00. You could come on late and just join in. So I think I like how this is coming out. I think it's going to be a cute little book when it's done. Now I get to figure out what goes here. Oh, how we flatten out your papers? Oh, that's where you stack a bunch of books on top of them instead of iron them? I like to iron them. I don't iron clothes, but I'll iron paper. There's something relaxing about ironing coffee dyed paper. I don't know what it is. I can't explain. It could be that when you iron it, because I use the hot setting on the iron, it smells like coffee. And it could be the coffee fumes that I like the smell of. So that could definitely be it. I think I'm going to like this little book. And we're just going to work on this on Tuesdays for a while. And then Thursdays, this is Thursdays. Tuesdays is the 6x6 steno pad book. And I got to come up with a new thing for Saturdays after we finish our pocketbook this week. Saturdays, I'm leaning toward trying to do a project that can be done in one day, something clay related or beading related. Something, any kind of a project, making pockets, making tags, that could be a one-day project. So that's what I'm thinking about for Saturdays. We can switch days up, but just have one day where it's a one-day project, not an ongoing thing. Because everything else I'm doing is an ongoing thing. So what do you guys think about that? Having one day where it's, like just a one-day project, making tags, whether it be making tags, clay, beads, making, other ephemera. Yeah, Joe's like me. She enjoys ironing them.
Okay. I have most of it off my hands.
Yeah, I'm all glued from this. I have to de-glue. I only can imagine what it's going to be like Sunday, because I was wondering, are we able to use baby wipes to wipe our hands off?
If we can use water, I don't see why not.
I mean, I can have, I just keep a stack of wet paper towels near me with a little Dawn on them.
I don't know.
At all times.
I haven't seen anybody use baby wipes and stuff. I usually just go wash my hands.
Right.
Some baby wipes, but
yeah, I just keep paper towels that I've wet in warm water with a little bit of dish detergent on them, usually right next to me for wiping my hands on. I don't see why we couldn't do that. We're not going to be able to use a heat gun, so we're going to have to kind of try our timing as far as drying things goes.
That's why I didn't want to decoupage anything. That's why I decided against the Mod Podge, because we're not going to have the time unless we take the time. Anyway,
well, I was thinking with my cover, my cover is going to have glued stuff on it, but if I do the cover first, I can set it aside. And while it's drying, I can be doing other things. Because I'm not going to assemble the book to last, probably mine. So I could be doing some other stuff while that's drying. It's just going to be a matter of time management, I think, because we have no power on our island. Or that would have to be one of our tools, and I'm just not willing to make my heat gun a tool. Or one of the chosen things. I'm using a napkin, Patty. And I asked in one of Nick the Booksmith's question and answer things. Hang on just a second. I got to reply to the hubby.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, and hubby is texting me, so I am texting hubby back real fast. Okay, now move that over.
So is there anything that anybody wants us to teach them or something that they want to know how to do that maybe we can get together to do?
So while we're waiting on them to answer that, I was addressing what Patty had typed in. Patty, I chose a napkin, and before hubby texted, I chose a napkin, and I asked Nick, the booksmith, in a comment on her video, if the other 2 plies of my napkin counted as part of my napkin. Yes. So that gets me 2 extra things because it goes with my napkin.
No, Patty. Paper towels, if you're going to choose a paper towel, it has to be maximum 12 by 12. So,
Right, and you can only use 1.
yeah, and you can only use 1. So if it's 2 or 3 pieces, like, like if you choose a roll here like this, a paper towel, 12 by 12.
Hang on, Marina, let me click on you so they can see.
Yeah, like if they choose, okay, so 12 by 12, let's say, because this one's kind of ripped, but
Yeah, I
okay,
think
so
that would get you
napkin.
rectangles.
So a 12 by 12 would be maybe 2.5 sheets, because it is around, yeah, so 2.5 sheets. That's all you're allowed to use. That's all you have with you that's in your, waterproof bag. So with the napkin, though, when you look at the napkin, okay, the napkin size, if you use a big one, is roughly 12 by 12. But you have 3 sheets of these because it's a 3-ply napkin, which means you can use the first layer, the second layer, and you've got the third layer once you split it apart. So now the question is, Brenda, what did you choose? You chose the napkin, and then what else?
A napkin, washi tape, 1 marker, and oh Lord, 1 piece of cardstock, a 9 by 12 piece of cardstock.
Okay, so the question then is, what are you planning on doing with the other 2 white sheets of tissue?
I was thinking I could take the marker, since we have water, and like make marks on it, wet it, and it would bleed and make different colors on those.
Not if you're using just 1 marker. It's going to come out to the color.
Bleed, I'm hoping it would bleed and have like different shades of that color.
Well, you know what? Let's try it out.
So that's what my hope is, and that's why I was hoping I could use the other plies so that I could then have something else.
What color marker?
I was using a pink one because it matches my napkin.
Okay, this is a highlighter. This is a highlighter. Yeah, this is a highlighter. The pink marker. Pink marker. Let's see, pink marker.
And I don't know if I would need to wet the plies first and then dot the marker on it, or dot the marker. And I think the napkin should probably be wet first.
All right, so here's a napkin. Here's a pink marker. So, wet the napkin first, you're saying? Okay.
Right. Otherwise, the marker's going to dry and water won't make it disperse because it's alcohol based.
All right. So then we go, let's see here. No, that ain't going to work. See how it just rips apart?
Can you pull your paper towards you just a little bit, Marina? Because that part where you're marking is off camera.
See how I marked it in the middle?
Right. It's not bleeding at all.
Yeah, it's not bleeding at all. Let me see. Let me try one other way. So this time I'm marking the napkin first.
Right.
Okay. Now I'm going to double it up because single tended to not do anything. Now let's see if we can see if it'll bleed this time. I think I know what effect you're trying to achieve, but I got a feeling it's not a marker.
I think if I could have alcohol, so I'd have to give up one of my things to do that with alcohol, because it would with alcohol, because
That's what I'm thinking.
it would with alcohol, but
Yeah, see,
or if I had a washable marker, because a washable marker will bleed, whereas a marker won't. A regular alcohol-based marker won't.
okay, hold on. I've got, what about
So like a Crayola marker
Yeah,
or something.
no, I was actually thinking of a watercolor.
Ooh, I wonder if chalk pastel would. I could change out my marker for chalk.
No, I bought, can you see that? Watercolor.
Right, watercolor crayons. Oh yeah, but I don't have that.
They're not expensive. This one here is like $20. So if you use one color, and I'm just running it.
Right, Sherry, that's what I'm thinking. It needs to be like a watercolor marker or something.
I don't know. Look. Compared to the marker. I'm not liking it. Let me try one other thing. Let me try.
I'm not liking it either, but the reason I chose the marker was mainly because I can doodle with it. I can't really draw, but I know how to doodle some things. So that way I could doodle like on my tags and stuff I make. Marina, you're froze. Oh, there you go.
Brenda?
Yes, you were frozen for a second.
Okay, your answer is Distress ink. Look at this.
Right.
There's your answer. See how it's spread?
Right, but the thing with the Distress inks is I don't have any, but I can't draw with those. I wanted something I could doodle with. So that's why I chose the marker, because I knew with the marker I could edge my paper, I could doodle and draw things.
What about, ooh, wait. I got one other idea. Wait.
Okay.
I got another idea. And let me see if it works. Let me see if it works. Okay. This is a distress marker. Not very good because it's pretty much dried out, but
oh, that would work.
Yep. That one works. So there's your answer. You need to get a distress marker.
Right. I need to get something that's water-based to use with the water.
Yeah. That way you can use it plain, or you can use it so that you have the same idea that you want to do, which is to spread it out.
Right. And that was just going to give me something else I could like glue down once it was dry, that would have different colors to it, like different shades, variations that would match the napkin or whatever.
Yeah.
It was a way to stretch my supplies on the island.
I don't have any watercolors or pencils. That marker is about, I've got that color, and then I've got, actually I might have 3, but I don't know how good these ones are.
Yeah, it was just going to be a way I could stretch my island supplies.
There you go. I've got a vintage photo marker that might work. Okay, and I've got the there we go. You know what? That might be my answer too.
Because it'll stretch your supplies. Because you can do it on your paper, the same thing, because we have the unlimited supply of paper.
But it's not, well, it's not really waterproof.
Yeah, if they're not water-based, it's going to do the same.
not water-based. That's the problem. You need something that's water-based.
Right. Because you could do it on your paper. If it's water-based, you come out with the same kind of thing.
See, if I use the Distress ink. Okay, so that's the Distress ink. Then I'm going to use.
And see, guys, this is how we actually decide what we're doing is we experiment. You just have to trial and error some stuff to figure it out.
No, none of them work. The distress works a bit. But
well, I wonder with your Distress ink, if you spread it on your glass mat, which I would assume is a given, it's a work area, and then sprayed it with water, what would happen?
Say that once more.
Okay, take your ink pad and just press it on your mat. Now spray water on it, which I would think you could do on your island. You have rocks. And now you can use your paper to pick up that. So kind of like jelly printing, but not.
Yeah, like, yeah. Yeah, you can do that. But now the question is, again, if you're going to use a marker, let's see if the same thing applies with the marker. Yep, yep.
So that would be one way to get that variation in color, because you could spread it around with your brush or your finger to kind of spread it out, have it darker in areas than in other areas.
But then you're going to have to continue on.
I'm sorry?
I said, then you're going to have a problem where your paper is going to be wet and you're going to have to wait for that to dry before you continue on.
Yeah, I was trying to come up with a way that it wouldn't be like soaked.
Yeah.
I don't have to do that. I think I can do fine without that, but it was an idea of a way to stretch my supplies.
Yeah, I still like the idea of the ink pad. What you just showed actually works, because the other idea is rather than using because you can also go, if you use the ink pad, just do it like this with different patterns and then pick up with the ink this.
Right. And if you have an ink pad as an option, that would be great, because it's going to pick it up and it gives you other things on your paper that you could then cut out.
Exactly. That's why I was going to use the ink pad instead, because I can't draw for nothing. So using a marker other than words, it's going to be useless to me.
I can draw I can doodle some. I mean, I'm not going to draw a tree or anything or some people, because my people are stick people, which Mary says stick people are still art, and they are, but I can't draw people. And I'm very limited in what I can draw, but I can doodle. We all doodle.
Yeah.
So I was thinking I could make some doodly things or something. I could write words. I can edge my paper. So there's a lot I could do with a marker, more than what I could do with an ink pad.
I kind of got a couple of ideas, especially on some of the creative things the girls have come up with.
Right? I know watching those other videos does help a lot.
Oh, yeah, especially
now. Sherry wanted to know if you use a brush or makeup sponges with your, I guess with the ink pad, Sherry.
Yeah, if you use it, you can use any kind of instrument that you want with the ink pad. So you can use like a your dabber or your sponge or anything like that. But you cannot use like it has to be something that accompanies with the pad.
You're given a dauber of some sort with your ink pad. If you want to use a stamp, that is one of your 4 chosen items. The stamp would not come with the ink pad. The stamp would be one of the 4. So Patty wanted to know what are the 4 things again. So Patty, here are your givens. You are given a needle and thread of your choice. You are given glue of your choice, but you only get one type of glue, just like you only get the one type of thread. You're given your scissors and you are given paper.
Correct.
The paper that you're given is one type, so it can be coffee dyed, like the coffee dyed Marina's got now. If you choose like coffee dyed ledger paper, it's all got to be coffee dyed ledger paper. You can't intersperse it with other coffee dyed paper. If you choose cardstock, it's all that. So your paper, even though it's unlimited, is one kind of paper. And then you get to pick 4 other items. If you choose a book cover to cover your book with, that is one of your 4 items. Now, I'm going to be using a doll needle. I'm going to click back to me real fast, Marina.
Yep.
And if I can find my needle pretty quick, it should be right here on the side of my desk, but there's paper all piled up now over here because I cut stuff out. And it got piled on top where I had my sharp items. Oh, here it is right here. So this is the needle I'm going to be using to sew in my signatures and poke holes with, because it's great for both. It's got a very pointy, where's that green paper at? It's got a very pointy point on it. I don't know if you can see that. I'm trying to get it to where you can see the point. So it's very pointy and will poke holes. And it's got a large eye on it so that the thread will go through it. I'm going to be using like an embroidery floss, and it's variegated, so I get 2 tones for the price of 1. But this is the needle I'm going to be using to sew in my signatures to my book. So you want to, your needle choice is important because you got to poke the holes in your cover, your paper, or depending on how you assemble your book. If you're using cardstock, you could always do it. You could fold it in such a way where you could do a stack the deck using your glue, which would work, and make like an album. So it's just a bunch of different things. Ooh, she's doing stuff that's pretty over there. Let's go back to Marina. I missed that, Marina. What were you doing?
Rolled the piece. One of the videos that I watched, the girl said there was a way of rolling up paper to make a pencil.
Right.
And dip it in your ink. So I was testing, like, this is a really bad way of doing it, but I just rolled up a piece of paper. I ripped to the edge of this, and then I used it to make markings. So I put my
right. Oh, that's cool.
See, so the same idea. If I wanted to draw a flower, and again, you know, you're gonna have really sloppy because it's got to be.
We're on an island. We're using primitive tools.
Yeah, because one of the questions was, well, can you use sand since it's found on the beach? Well, yeah, you can, but it's going to be part of your 4 items.
Right. Just like you could use a twig to draw your thing.
Exactly.
But your twig is one of your 4 items. The stuff on the island's kind of protected, y'all.
Bad thing, but there's your flower.
Right, that's not bad. I mean, it's the equivalent of drawing with a twig. You did great.
Exactly. So there are ways of getting around your 4 items. You just have to be inventive and watch. Like, just punch in Deserted Island. No, Nick the Booksmith Deserted Island, or Deserted Island Challenge Nick the Booksmith. So far, I've watched about 18 different videos.
Also, if you go to her channel and go to her playlist, she has a playlist where she has linked all the videos where they put that in the title.
Not all of them. There's only 12 so far that are linked, but there's a lot more.
Right.
12. But
And I did post that we were going live and we would love to
Yeah.
have her come by and see what we're doing, that we were going to have a group of us going live to do this.
yeah, so
We would probably need to all do a flip through on our individual channels and post those videos so she could link them.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking we're gonna have to do is once we have them actually done, then we can do a flip through on our channel showing what we used and take it that way and then link it to her channel.
Right. But I just think it's going to be fun to all do this. Hi, Mary Jones. How are you today?
Hi, Mary Jones.
Thank you for coming. Okay, guys, my husband's on his way home with the groceries and a guest, which was not expected. So I need to get off of here.
If anybody wants to see the things that are happening, some of them are linked to my channel, some of them are linked to Spanky's channel. But you can always just message me either on Facebook under Marina Yulden or on my YouTube channel, and then I can link you whatever you're looking for or help you out or whatever the case may be. And we're all linked.
And
We've
I'm-
got a group going that we all talk to each other pretty much all day. So sending messages back and forth.
I'm supposed to message Patricia Stubbs, and I want to get in touch with Sherry. I'm
Mary,
making myself a note because I know I will forget stuff if I don't write it down.
Brenda,
Yes.
did you want me to put you as part of the group, the hangout group that we've got going? Did you
That
want
would be fine. That'd be great.
Okay, yeah, because I've got pretty much all the girls that do the live hangouts. It just started by accident a couple of days ago when I was trying to do mine, and I just keep adding people that want to do like it's just basically when we want to go live and stuff like that, and just talking about different things. So we, mostly it's just us artists that are in there right now.
Okay, yeah, that'd be great.
It's not a group. It's just can you get Messenger on your phone?
I have Messenger on the phone. It's not on the computer. I just have to download it to the
Okay, yeah,
computer.
because we're doing it through Messenger. Yeah, we're doing it through Messenger. So we're just saying, different things and stuff like that.
Yeah, I have it on the phone, and I talk with me and Joe are on there pretty much all day, every day, talking, and
Yeah.
a couple of others doing pretty much what you're doing. So yeah,
Yeah, that's basic. I can add you and Joe to it. It just makes it easier, especially when we're trying to send it instead of sending 5 different messages. We've got everybody in the group.
right.
We're all interacting anyway. So
Yeah, we all
Okay.
interact together anyway, so that would be great. Yeah, you can add me. That's fine. Joe,
Okay.
are you still here? And Joe said, "Yep, she's okay with that."
okay, perfect.
Thank you, Patty, for coming in. Mary, I'm sorry you came in at the very end. I apologize, but we are getting ready to get off. And so I will be back on Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern time, working on the pocketbook. And then we'll be back on Sunday. So I will see you all then. And everybody have a great rest of your day. Thanks for coming. Love everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Brenda. I appreciate the invite. Bye, everybody.
Oh, you're welcome, Marina. You can come anytime.